Alright, welcome back. Sorry that I kind of took a long time. Been kind of going through some personal stuff, but I'm back, so kind of took me a little bit just to try and figure out what I wanted to do my next video on, because I had a lot to choose from. Not to mention I didn't want to get too burned out, doing this. But I love it. I really do love it. Kind of makes me realize what I have and what I don't. Today I am featuring for you guys something that I've always enjoyed carrying. It's actually one of the knives that I first started carrying when I first started my collection. So let's talk blades, because that's what we're into. I have for you today the Coldsteel Lite series, or at least my collection of the Coldsteel Lite. And today I have 4 different kinds. I believe I had a total of 6 at one time. But I gave one to my dad, and I think that one was the aluminum 6-inch version, which is this. And I have the plastic version right here. The not the plastic, but the Zytel handle. This is actually an original. This is years and years old, and I've had this for a long time. And then I just started seeing more variations of it progressing, and now it's actually harder to find, but now that I've looked into it, you can actually find these on Blade HQ. They still have a few, not too many, but if you're able to find them and you want one, I'd suggest you get one, because I don't know if they stop production on these or if they're just that much harder to come by. Either way, this is the one that I'm carrying today. Well, actually, I've been carrying this for the last about a week. This is the very first knife that started the collection of my folders, as far as what I've purchased, not given to me as gifts. And this is not the original one. The original one I actually gave to my brother, and he has the original one that is years and years old, but this is basically the same thing. It's just updated just a little bit. So Coldsteel Lite, it's got the Zytel handles. Yes, it is a 4-inch blade. Sharpened on one side, and it is AUS 8. Yes, it is made in Taiwan, but it's still a great knife. I fondle around with this knife a lot. I take it out, I flick it open, and it does have, as you can tell, this little quillion that sticks out. You can use it as a wave feature, so when you pull it out your pocket, it will catch like a wave and pop it open as you pull it out the seam, when it catches the seam of your pocket. All of them do this. They all do this. This is the one I just carry as my EDC, and I plan on carrying it as my EDC because it brings me back to a more simpler time in my life. And my collection was very limited. I probably had like maybe just a small handful of knives, and this one was the one that I really enjoyed carrying the most. So yeah, here's this one. That's the original one, and original design anyways. We have the, I want to go kind of in better order than that. This one I saw, this one's the aluminum handle with the S35VN blade, and it's bead blasted. CPM S35VN. Yes, it is Taiwan. It's still Coldsteel, still great. I've only carried this. I've only carried it maybe like 5 times, and I just liked it so much that I just decided to baby it and put it in my collection, lock it up, that sort of thing. So different materials than this one right here. They got the Zytel, which is just a fancy military plastic, kind of like an FRN, fiberglass reinforced nylon. Excuse me, my nose has been running all day. I don't even understand. I woke up today and I was just like, dude, what the heck? It's like a faucet. Aluminum handles and the S35VN blade. So that's kind of one of the ones that I was like, ooh. And then this one right here is probably like the creme de la creme. And I know the pocket clip's a little marred up. Actually, I got this one pretty recently. I want to say about like 3 years ago I got this one when it came out, 3 or 4 years ago. And I really liked it. This is the G10 handles, and it's been machined to look like it's got wood grain on it. It looks really nice. A G10 handle, and my favorite steel, it has carpenter steel on it. CTS XHP. If you're able to find one of these, and it's super light, I mean lighter than both of these, I would suggest getting it. So like I said, I'm just going to go down the line. I'm going to go through specs as far as like weight and measurements after I'm done showing off each one, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is the carpenter steel. So this is the more serious, you know, in your face kind of thing. And they all wave open the same. And then of course, here's the big boy. This one I've had for much longer, and does the same thing. And I believe this, yeah, OS 8. So this one's the cheaper version. If you're looking at buying a 6-inch Zytel, that's what this is. You're looking at paying anywhere between 80 to a little over 100, depending on the blade steel and if the handle is aluminum or Zytel, or if you can find one that's G10, which I've heard rumored that that's out somewhere. You just got to find it. All of these are liner locks, but they're all really strong because it's Coldsteel, and Coldsteel has one of the strongest locks ever. I'm going to fold this and keep it closed because it's so huge, but all the rest of these I'll just keep open. So that's my collection right there for that. I love them. They're very nice. I like them. So I'm going to do kind of just a quick run through as far as excuse me, I'm sorry, my nose is weird today. We'll do that one. This is the one that I'm carrying currently, and I plan on carrying this one because it's the simplistic design plus the tacticality of it being quick when I need to pull it out for self-defense. This is one of the ones that I carry every day, and I want to, especially during these times when you might need just that little extra piece of protection. Hoping and praying I would never have to use this on somebody, but it's always good to have something and not need it than need something and not have it. I can't tell you how many times I've dealt with shady people and they pull out a weapon and I'm running out of there. Like, I don't want to deal with that, which is what you're supposed to do. You know, when somebody does something like that, your life comes first and you need to get out of that situation. But if you're backed up in a corner and you know your life is in jeopardy, you might need a little something to kind of help defend yourself, even if it's just a good little scare tactic so you can get out of there and not have to worry about hurting or harming anybody. It's the best suggestion, but this always gave me that little boost of confidence when I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm not a violent person by any means, but it's always good to have just a little bit of something to give you that peace of mind. So yeah, 4-inch blade, 9 inches overall, well, close to 9 inches. Yeah, close to 9 inches. The handle length, about 5-inch handle, 4-inch blade. It's a good knife. You get a full 4-finger grip on there, 5-finger grip I should say. You can use that as an impact weapon if you really wanted to. It's more just for slashy stabby, but this is kind of like a throwback to an original switchblade design. It's just California legal, so. And it comes out lightning fast. Either flicking it open or waving it out the pocket using the quillion to catch your pocket line. I'm not going to use the flashlight because obviously you can tell that there's steel liners in there, and no, I don't believe that they are milled out. Because as far as I can tell, I don't see any milling whatsoever, except for maybe in the back right here. You can see that hole, those two holes. So So let's go ahead and get the weight on every one of these, just so you guys have kind of a good idea of how much these weigh in the pocket. They're pretty decent in weight, I can tell you that. Okay, so 3.91 on the OS 8 and Zytel handle. .76 ounces for the aluminum and S35 VN steel blade. And 3.48 ounces for the G10 carpenter steel. And last but not least, the big boy, which I know is gonna not really. This thing is so unwieldy. I mean, you could carry. I carried it in my pocket a couple of times, just to see how it carries, and it's not really that pocket friendly, to be honest with you. 7.25 ounces. Yeah. And I can only imagine what the metal, the aluminum handle, and whatever other blade steel that could be weighing at. So this is a big boy. Big boy. And I do have other big Coldsteels as well, so I'm going to do another video on those, probably separately. I just did this one because these are all tie lights, so I just want to do a tie light video on all the tie lights. So what about, oh yeah, sorry. The heat is getting to me. Let's put that down there. So you just go ahead and do kind of like a measurement on how thick the blade is. 2.7 on the blade, and on the handle 17.4. .4 on the aluminum, which is weird. 2.8 on the blade on that one. I don't know if I'm reading these correctly. I'm doing all of them, so. 17.0 on the Zytel handle, OS 8. 2.7 blade, OS 8. So, oh, and why not the big boy, right? 17.8 on the handle. And 3.6 on the blade, 3.7. So I guess each one slightly varies, which I wasn't expecting that, but hey, whatever. Now the price tag on these are all going to be different, and the reason why I say that is because different materials are obviously going to be different prices. So this one right here I think is I want to say under, I think it's under 60 for this one. S35 VN, you're looking at, I think, around about 80, 60 to 80. And then this one is just a little bit around about 100, if not a little bit over 100, because of the G10 and the carpenter steel. So I remember when I bought this, I was thinking to myself, man, this was expensive, and it was. But when you go places, it's different. So hold tight for 1 second. I'm just going to go off of other prices that I see on Blade HQ. Hopefully I get this right, and hopefully it's accurate for you guys. So $54.95 for the Zytel. Excuse me, the Zytel right here. So yeah, about $55 for the Zytel. It's weird. It's running two different prices. So the, excuse me, no. This is $55. The big boy is $55. That was the first one I read. This is $44.95. So under 50, yeah, under $50 for this guy. And then the S35 VN. It says black, 6-inch. That is $184.95. So this being this size is $185. And this looks like it's $149, and then all the rest are out of stock. And there's a Lynn Thompson, it's like a special edition Chris knife, and what that is basically one of these, but it's got like a wavy kind of design to it. I think it's kind of ugly, but I would love to have that in my collection anyways, just so I have the lineup, you know. I don't think I have all of them because they are different colors, different shades. You know, you can have one that's bead blasted of this, or you can have it dyed in black, so you have the black coated like that. I would love to have a carpenter steel one, but in satin finish. I would love that, but obviously I can't find that. It only comes just like this, or in its bigger boy session like that. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. If you're able to find it, then good on you. So let's do a little bit of cutting with it, yeah? So I have for you today something a little bit different. These rubber bands came from asparagus, but they're rubber bands. So I'll show you how this cuts. That, I wasn't even ready for that. It just cut right through it, because of course it's cold steel, and cold steel is ridiculously sharp. There was no resistance to that whatsoever, and I've been using this knife. This knife is my EDC. I've been cutting with this thing like crazy. I don't have any paper for you today. I lied. I do have paper. Scoozy. Hey, all right, back. So some paper here for you. Let's see how sharp this is. I've been using this to cut sandwiches at work and a couple of boxes just to see how it cut cardboard. And that is me carrying this knife for as long as I have and using it, cutting open clamshells, and it's still pretty decently sharp. And that's cold steel for you. Cold steel is known for having the strongest, sharpest knives, or so they advertise anyways. So yeah, I think this video has been way longer than any video I've probably ever recorded, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below if you guys are interested in seeing anything else, or if you guys want to see me cut something different other than asparagus rubber bands. If you're interested in this stuff, go ahead and look it up. Like I said, it's kind of stagnant nowadays. I can't really find it on Amazon too much. Usually I would refer it to Amazon, but I haven't really found any on Amazon. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Lates.